Merry Christmas, everyone. It is currently 2 o'clock in the morning as I'm recording this, and my husband and our 4 kids and I have just returned about an hour ago from my parents' house, celebrating Christmas. It's that I can't talk. It's a tradition in my family to open the presents on Christmas Eve. I don't know why that started. It's just the way it's always been. Um, so we went and did that. Um, but our day before that, yesterday on Christmas Eve, was kind of um, eventful. I don't know if you could tell in my voice, but um, I sound sick. I've been getting a cold, mild cough and stuffy nose for the past couple of days. But overnight, it seemed to just get 1,000 times worse, and I started getting back pain and side pain. And my husband said my cough sounded really, really bad. Um, but so he was afraid I had pneumonia. And so we decided, once our kids were down for a nap, um, since my father in law was here at our house, to go to an ER room or ER. It's an ER room. I mean, it's like a miniature hospital, but it's just the ER. That's like 5 minutes down the road. And so we went there, and I wasn't thinking much was gonna happen, because I just thought, oh, I'm sick. Nothing they could do. It's just a cold. Especially because my daughter went to the doctor uh, the day before Christmas Eve, which is Friday, for similar symptoms, and they said there's nothing they could do for her. Um, so we went though, just to check things out, and I got there, and after I got checked in, my blood pressure was actually pretty good for me. Like for a normal person, it was on the low side, but it was good for me because I tend to have lower blood pressure. But my heart rate was laying down, not doing anything. They were getting my heart rate at 140, um, and that's not good. Um, it's supposed to be a resting heart rate is supposed to be 60, in the 60s or somewhere around there. And it'll be a little bit elevated when you're pregnant, but not as much as it was. And so they offered to do x-rays, but since I'm pregnant, the doctor and all of us agreed that he figured that I had pneumonia based on my symptoms and how I was sounding and all that stuff. And because I've been down the pneumonia route before, we kind of knew that that's what it was. And so he's like, well, you do the x-ray and you have pneumonia, I'm going to put you on antibiotics. You don't do the x-ray, I'm going to put you on antibiotics. And the antibiotics that he prescribed are safe during pregnancy, and starting in a couple days, I'm going to be on antibiotics anyways for Lyme treatment. So we opted not to do the x-rays because we didn't want to put. I'm already paranoid in this pregnancy because I have Lyme disease, and I don't know what's going to happen to the baby. Like, I'm 12 weeks. I turned 12 weeks on Friday, this past Friday. And usually once you hit 12 weeks, they say that's a safe zone. And especially after you hear the heart rate, your chances of miscarriage or stuff you know, goes down a lot. Like one statistic I read was like it's a less than 5% chance that you'll miscarry or something will happen after you hear the heartbeat and you hit your 12 week. and in all my other pregnancies, that reassured me, and I wasn't worried. Um, but for this pregnancy, I don't seem to have that. I seem to be scared and worried, and uh, I still cry every time I go to an appointment and I hear the baby's heartbeat, just because I'm expecting to go in and not hear it. I know that sounds weird, but I'm just terrified, I guess. Um, so anyway, we decided that we would skip the X-ray, so we wouldn't put any more do radiation for the baby. I tell him the baby. Um, and since my heart rate was so high, and he didn't think it had anything to do with the pneumonia, because I've been having. We talked about. Um, we told him I had Lyme, and that I would take my blood pressure and my heart rate and all that at home, and that for the past week and a half or 2 weeks it's been elevated like this, and that we weren't sure if that was normal during pregnancy or not, and we knew where the normal person, non-pregnant person resting rate was, but we didn't know where the pregnant resting rate. And he's like, no, it's high. So he decided to do 2 bags of IV fluids to see if I was dehydrated. Um, and after my first bag, oh, sorry, it got down to like, my heart rate went down to like 120, and in the 110s a couple times, but it didn't go down a lot, and it was still elevated. And the same thing after the second one. He decided that there wasn't much else he could do at that point. I mean, there was further testing he could do, but he didn't think it would lead to anything, because he said one thing it could be was a clot in my lungs, but he highly doubted that because I was having other, like, um, the upper respiratory issues, um, and he didn't think. He said the chances of it being a clot and having upper respiratory issues at the same time was really, really small. And the test they do to see if it was a clot is more radiation and blood work. And a lot of times when you're pregnant, you'll get a false positive on the test. So there'll be even more radiology. And he didn't think that there wasn't enough reason for him to think it was a clot to do the testing, to risk putting the baby through that. Um, so we didn't do that. Um, And so after an afternoon spent in the ER and getting fluids and stuff, they released me, and, you know, said to, just take it easy and follow up with my doctor as soon as I can. And that, I need to do, this isn't normal. And also because I haven't had a fever, with my sickness. I haven't had any fever. And so he said that if I had a fever, that would explain the high heart rate, but I don't have a fever. Um, and so um, I go to my OB anyway on Tuesday. They're not open on Monday. I go on Tuesday for a special sonogram and other tests. And so we'll bring it up with him, and I'm sure he'll look into it. And I'm guessing I'll probably be told to go to a cardiologist, because I don't know what much OB can do. And also on Wednesday, I go and see my Lyme doctor, and so we'll bring it up to him and tell him what the OB said and what the ER doc said, and go from there. So my heart rate being high and feeling like it's going to jump out of the chest and all that is not normal, which I guess I kind of knew, but um, it was scary for a while in the ER because the doctor was just quiet for a while, and you could tell he was in deep thought. Um, And, it scared me because here I was going in thinking, oh, they're not going to do anything for me. And, you know, next thing you know, we're talking about IVs and clots and just all sorts of crazy stuff. But I'm okay. I feel like crap. Um, I've been coughing. This is the longest I've gone not coughing. Um, it's like the 2 days, and it feels good. Uh, Sorry, I lost my train of thought. This video probably sucks. Um, but that and my nose, I've had to blow it so many times. It's like all sore and raw. And um, like I said, we opened Christmas gifts, and I pretty much just laid there, trying to keep my heart rate as low as I could and not do much. And so, but it was good. We got lots of cool presents, and um, very thankful, and we have a loving family, and the girls had a blast and loved their gifts, and um, I got some cool gifts that I'm excited about. I don't know if y'all know what Tom's shoes are, but I've been wanting a pair of silver sparkle Toms since like I saw they came out, and I got a pair tonight. I was so excited. I also got a Kindle Fire that's coming on. I won't get it till the Wednesday after Christmas, but I'm excited about that. And also, my husband did the sweetest thing for me. I am totally blessed by him. I don't know many guys that would step up to the plate as he has the past 3.5 or however long we've been on this journey. Um, he went from working and me being a stay-at-home mom, and our life used to be like in the 50s, like the Cleavers kind of. I'm not saying it was perfect, but he went to work, I stayed home, did all the housework and all that. But when I got sick, he had to start working from home, taking care of the girls, doing the housework, and all of that. And he never really complained much. And now he's back at work because, it's been 3 years and we have care for the girls and stuff. But anyway, I wasn't expecting a Christmas gift from him this year, just, finances and stuff. But he, with his part of his bonus from work, he decided to get me a TV and a TiVo for our room. And I feel like my heart's jumping out. If you're bedridden, you probably know how you can get bored in bed. And I had a TV, but it wasn't the greatest. And there'd be other shows I'd want to watch that I'd miss because I was sleeping or whatever. But now I have a better quality TV that actually works, and I'm getting a TiVo. And part of the thing about the TiVo is it'll record shows that both my husband and I like. And that way we could watch TV together. We used to, every night after the girls would be in bed, we'd watch a show together. Um, but by the time he gets all the girls to bed and stuff, I'm usually too weak to move out into the living room to watch a recorded show. And so now he will be able to come lay in bed with me and we can watch a show. And so it was just a very thoughtful and sweet gift, and I'm just so blessed to have him. And also, last night I had to get him up like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning because I needed help with my medicine. And it was in the middle of the night, and he hasn't been sleeping well. And not only that, because I've been coughing and stuff, he's sleeping on the couch. And so, it's not the greatest place. And so I asked him for help. And instead of, being annoyed or grouchy, he paid me the sweetest compliment and said, "Your baby belly or your baby bump is so cute." And it just made me tear up because it was just such a sweet thing to hear in the middle of the night, and when this guy had every right to be annoyed with me. And so I'm just very thankful for him. I really don't know how I got so blessed. Um, but I did. He's my Prince Charming, and I couldn't imagine life without him.